What if pirates didn't just steal ships? What if they built a republic? No king, no empire, no laws written by crowns. And if you stay until the very end of this video, you'll discover why the most powerful empires on Earth united to destroy this pirate republic, and why its ideas never truly disappeared. This is the story of the Pirate Republic that terrified the world. The Pirate Republic did not emerge from chaos by accident. It was born from an age of empire, exploitation, and relentless war. By the late 1600s, the oceans were dominated by European powers, fighting endlessly over colonies, gold, and trade routes. Spain, Britain, France, and the Netherlands treated the seas as battlegrounds and sailors as disposable tools. Life aboard imperial ships was brutal. Sailors were often recruited by force, paid poorly, and punished harshly. Whippings, starvation, and executions were common. Captains ruled with absolute authority, and mutiny meant death. For many men, serving an empire felt like a prison sentence at sea. Piracy was not initially rebellion, it was survival. Men who escaped imperial ships did not see themselves as criminals, they saw themselves as free. And freedom, once tasted, is difficult to abandon. Popular culture paints pirates as chaotic, drunken criminals, driven only by greed. But historical records tell a different story. Pirate crews often operated under written agreements, early forms of contracts that defined leadership, discipline, and profit sharing. Captains were elected. Quartermasters represented the crew. Loot was divided fairly. Injured sailors were compensated. These practices were revolutionary in a world where kings ruled by birthright and common people had no voice. Pirate ships became floating societies, where authority was earned, not inherited. For many sailors, piracy offered more dignity and security than service under any crown. These ideas would soon move beyond ships. Nassau, located on New Providence Island in the Bahamas, was never meant to be important. Poorly defended and largely neglected by Britain, it became a haven for outcasts, smugglers, and former sailors after imperial wars ended. Thousands of men were abandoned by empires that no longer needed them. They drifted toward Nassau, not because it was safe, but because it was ignored. The absence of authority created opportunity. Nassau became a crossroads where pirates could repair ships, sell stolen goods, and live without immediate fear of execution. What began as refuge would soon become something much larger. By the early 1700s, Nassau had transformed. Pirates no longer merely visited, it became their home. There was no king, no enforceable governor. Authority emerged organically through agreement. Pirate captains became community leaders. Disputes were resolved collectively. Flags of empires were mocked openly. The island functioned as a loose but powerful confederation of crews. This was not chaos, it was an alternative system. A republic without borders, crowns, or inherited power. And that terrified the world watching from afar. Names that history would later mythologize lived and walked freely in Nassau. Blackbeard, Charles Vane, Jack Rackham, Anne Bonny, Mary Read. They were not united by loyalty, but by shared belief. Freedom was worth the risk. Each crew governed itself, yet respected the larger pirate code. Conflict existed, but it was managed through negotiation rather than absolute authority. If you're finding this story as surprising as it is fascinating, a simple like helps this hidden chapter of history reach more people who were never taught it. Because this was not just piracy, it was politics without permission. The Pirate Republic was not dangerous because of violence alone. Empires had faced violence before. What they feared was contagion. The idea that sailors could reject kings, that authority could be chosen, that wealth could be shared. If these ideas spread, imperial control over the seas would collapse. Navies depended on obedience. Piracy offered an alternative. The Pirate Republic threatened not trade, but legitimacy. Empires do not tolerate alternatives, especially not ones that prove their authority is optional. As news of the Pirate Republic spread, European powers realized that Nassau was no longer just a nest of criminals. It had become a symbol, a living demonstration that sailors could govern themselves without kings, crowns, or imperial law. Britain, in particular, saw the danger clearly. The Royal Navy depended on discipline and obedience. If sailors believed they could abandon the crown and live freely, the entire naval system would collapse from within. The response was calculated. Warships were dispatched to the Caribbean. But force alone was not enough. The crown also used psychology. Royal pardons were offered, not out of mercy, but strategy. Pirates were promised forgiveness, land, and legitimacy if they abandoned the Republic. Some saw this as survival, others saw it as betrayal. The world's most powerful empires were now actively coordinating to destroy a place that had dared to exist outside their control. The Pirate Republic did not collapse in a single dramatic battle. It fell slowly from within. As pressure increased, unity weakened. Some pirate leaders accepted pardons, hoping to secure their future. Others refused, believing compromise would destroy everything the Republic stood for. Trust eroded. Former allies became rivals. Ideology clashed with fear. When the British governor arrived in Nassau with warships and royal authority, there was no unified resistance left. The Republic had already fractured. The fall was almost silent. No final stand. No heroic last battle. Just the slow replacement of freedom with order. And with that, the Pirate Republic ceased to exist. History often describes the end of Nassau as a victory for civilization over chaos. But that description hides a deeper truth. What was destroyed was not piracy alone, it was possibility. The Pirate Republic represented a dangerous idea, that power could come from agreement rather than inheritance, that leadership could be chosen, that wealth could be shared more fairly. For empires built on hierarchy and obedience, this idea was intolerable. By erasing Nassau, empires sent a message to the world: alternatives would not be allowed to survive. And yet, ideas are harder to destroy than ships or cities. Here is the truth history rarely acknowledges. The Pirate Republic failed as a state, but it succeeded as a concept. Its principles lived on quietly: democratic leadership, shared rewards, resistance to absolute authority. These ideas resurfaced centuries later in political movements, revolutions, and modern democracies. Pirates were never meant to be remembered as thinkers. That made them easy to dismiss. But in a world ruled by kings, they dared to live differently. Empires destroyed Nassau. They executed pirates. They rewrote the narrative. But they could never fully erase the question Nassau left behind. If freedom once existed without permission, could it exist again? Thank you for watching until the end. Tell us in the comments, was the Pirate Republic chaos or freedom? Like the video, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next story.